Richard Rider was a regular teenager living in Hempstead, New York, an average student with no powers or extraordinary ambition, until his life changed forever when he was chosen by a dying alien. That alien was Roman Day, a high-ranking Centurion of the Nova Corps, an intergalactic peacekeeping force headquartered on the planet Xandar. After being gravely wounded in a battle against the criminal Zor, Day fled across the galaxy, desperately searching for someone to inherit his powers and continue the fight. With no time to spare, he transmitted his portion of the Nova Force and a link to the Xandarian Worldmind, the Nova Corps' central AI and database, across the cosmos. It landed on Earth and bonded with Richard, transforming him into Nova, a Centurion-level officer equipped with enhanced strength, flight, energy projection, universal translation capabilities, and access to Xandarian knowledge. At first, Richard struggled to balance his new responsibilities with his everyday life and received minimal training or guidance. He was eventually brought to Xandar, where he helped the Nova Corps repel the Skrull Empire, but after several interstellar missions he grew weary and had the Nova Force removed, temporarily returning to a normal life. His powers were later restored during the New Warriors era, but Richard's true transformation came years later, during the Annihilation storyline. The interdimensional tyrant Annihilus launched a massive invasion of the main Marvel universe from the negative zone, known as the Annihilation Wave. Early in the conflict, Xandar was completely destroyed and the entire Nova Corps was wiped out. Every Centurion, every record, every relic of their legacy, except for Richard. The Xandarian Worldmind, the only remaining remnant of the Corps, uploaded itself and the entire Nova Force into Richard's body. With it came a staggering surge of power and responsibility, as well as a permanent psychic connection to the Worldmind, which now resided inside his mind. Richard was no longer a Centurion. He had become the living embodiment of the Nova Corps, with power levels that rivaled the most powerful beings in the galaxy. This transformation came at a cost. The Nova Force constantly threatened to overwhelm him physically and mentally, and the burden of holding an entire Corps' legacy weighed heavily on him. Despite this, Richard took command roles in the resistance against Annihilus and became a central figure in the war effort. The defining moment of his power came in Annihilation number 6, during the final confrontation with Annihilus himself. By then, Annihilus had acquired the quantum bands and wielded cosmic energy capable of challenging the strongest forces in the universe. But Richard, empowered by the full Nova Force and guided by the Worldmind's tactical intelligence, engaged him in direct combat. The battle pushed both fighters to their limits, but Richard ultimately prevailed by unleashing his full power, forcing open Annihilus's jaws and tearing the creature apart from the inside out. It was one of the most brutal and decisive victories in Marvel cosmic history, and it cemented Richard Rider as not just a survivor of Xandar, but as a force capable of protecting the galaxy on his own. From that point forward, he was no longer a teenage superhero in over his head. He was Nova Prime, commander of a corps that existed only within him, and one of the most powerful non-cosmic entity heroes in the Marvel Universe. Credits: narration by name, script by name, produced by name.